Episode 4, the pattern under the pattern. Welcome back to Reboot with Reygan. We've learned to recognize the body's signals. We've practiced the pause. We've started identifying our automatic responses. Now we're going deeper because sometimes the behavior you're seeing today is only the surface. There's a pattern underneath the pattern. And that's what we're going to explore. Surface versus underlying pattern. Imagine someone who constantly needs reassurance. On the surface, you might say they're insecure, but what's underneath? Maybe they learned that people leave. Maybe they learned that love is unpredictable. Maybe they learned that they have to constantly prove their value. Or imagine someone who becomes extremely defensive when criticized. On the surface, they're defensive, but underneath, maybe criticism became associated with rejection. Maybe mistakes once had consequences that felt enormous. Maybe being wrong became connected to being unworthy. The behavior is real. The 4 parts. The one way to begin exploring a pattern is to separate it into 4 parts. What happened? What did I feel in my body? What did I immediately think? What did I do? This creates a map. And once you have a map, you can begin looking for repetition. Looking for repetition. Ask yourself, where else does this happen? Maybe it's not just one relationship. Maybe you notice the same response at work, with family and friendships, when receiving criticism, when someone becomes distant, when you feel ignored, when you feel out of control, when you're uncertain, when you're asked to set a boundary. That's when you may begin seeing the pattern. This is where curiosity matters. And I want you to resist the urge to immediately diagnose yourself. You don't need to decide, this means I have this. Instead, interesting, this keeps happening. That's enough. You're gathering information. You're becoming an observer of your own patterns. One tiny exercise, the 4-part pattern map. Choose one recent situation and write the trigger, what happened, the body, what did I feel physically, the thought, what did I immediately tell myself, and the response, what did I do? Then ask, where else does this pattern show up? You don't need to solve anything. You're simply looking for repetition. And in closing, remember, you're not trying to fix the pattern today. You're learning to see it. And once you can see a pattern, you have something you can work with. Your exercise is in the description box below. In the next episode, we're going to ask an even more interesting question. What if the pattern wasn't actually the problem? What if at one point it was trying to help you? Namaste, namasko.